Do you know a funny Christmas story about food? Well, share it in the comments below because today we're bringing you a classic Christmas snack tale from the land of sweets and treats. And we call it the cookie that hid from Santa. Once upon a time in the magical land of confectionery, there was a boy named Crumbles the Cookie. Now, Crumbles was a very good cookie, but he had one little problem. He didn't like being eaten, not even by Santa Claus himself. Yep, every year when Santa flew his magical sleigh across the sky, looking for good little boys and girls to deliver presents to, he always made a pit stop at the land of confectionery. And every year he would pick out Crumbles, the cookie, thinking he was a present. But Crumbles was no present. He would run away from Santa's big, jolly laugh, hiding behind towering candy canes or sleeping under the table skirts, where the gingerbread men sat with their coffee and cream. He even went as far as hiding in Santa's sack, wrapping himself up in the presents. But after a while, he'd start to hear the children's delighted squeals as they opened their gifts. And that's when Crumbles felt the worst. All those years, he had been running away from Santa so he could avoid getting eaten. But what if that's what he was made for? What if being eaten was his purpose? Could he really be a present to someone? One day, feeling particularly blue, Crumbles decided to seek out some advice from the wisest old candy cane in the land, a woman who was over 200 years old and who everyone called Candy Cane Agatha. So Crumbles marched right up to her, tapped her on her red striped shoulder, and asked, "Why do I have to be eaten?" Candy Cane Agatha looked at him with her swirling lollipop eyes and said, "Being eaten is not the worst thing in the world, my dear Crumbles." She took a slow sip of hot cocoa from her candy cup and said, "There is nothing wrong with being eaten, especially if you are doing it for someone else." She put down her cup and said, "For years, children have dreamed of eating cookies left out for Santa. And wouldn't you like to make a child happy? Wouldn't you like to become a Christmas memory that they will treasure forever?" Crumbles thought for a moment. He had never thought of it that way before. All he knew was that he didn't want to be eaten. But maybe, just maybe, if it meant making someone happy, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. When Santa came that following year, Crumbles wasn't hiding. He wasn't behind the giant gumdrop bush, nor was he under the mistletoe. When Santa Claus got down the chimney and saw Crumbles sitting on the hearth, he couldn't believe his candy cane eyes. He said, "Well, hello there. Are you ready for me to eat you?" Crumbles took a deep breath and said, "Actually, Santa, I think I'm ready to be a Christmas present." Santa Claus's jaw dropped and his belly shook like jelly. He asked, "You mean you want me to eat you?" And Crumbles said, "Well, if you don't have any other snack, then yes." Santa Claus burst into laughter and patted Crumbles on the head. He said, "Oh, Crumbles, you are such a funny cookie. But I don't need you to be a present because you already are one." Crumbles was confused. Santa explained, "You see, I love coming to the land of confectionery every year because you guys are also sweet and tasty and fun to eat. You make me feel like I'm back at Mrs. Claus's house baking on Christmas Eve." Then Santa had an idea. He picked up Crumbles and went outside. All the children were gathered around the tree in their jammies waiting for Santa. And Santa held Crumbles up high so everyone could see. And he said, "This year, we're going to do something different. This cookie has volunteered to be the first cookie I eat during my snack break. So let's all wish Crumbles Merry Christmas and thank him for being such a generous cookie. And with that, Santa bit off of Crumbles' chocolate chip shoulder and the children jeered. Crumbles was a little scared at first, but then he started to smile. Maybe being eaten wasn't so bad. After all, especially when it was to bring happiness to children on Christmas Day. From that day on, Crumbles became the bravest little cookie in the land of confectionery. Every year, he would volunteer to be Santa's first cookie, and he would march right up to the front of the line when Santa came calling, and each year, he brought more and more cookies with him, like Chocolate Chip Carl, who was famous for his snow-covered chocolate chips, Peanut Butter Pete, who always tried to butter Santa up, and Oatmeal Olivia, who always reminded Santa to take a break and drink some milk. Crumbles had even convinced the gingerbread man to come along. And the funniest part was watching them try to fit into Santa's sack, which was much too small for a gingerbread man, a cookie, and a candy cane. It was quite the sight to see. Now, every time Santa ate a cookie, the children would cheer and wave their candy canes like pom-poms. And Santa would always wink at Crumbles and say, "You are truly the most generous cookie in the whole wide world." And Crumbles would blush a rosy red, almost as red as Rudolph's nose. After Santa had finished his snack and had visited all the children in the land of confectionery, he would head back up the chimney and out into the night sky to deliver presents to the rest of the world, and all the cookies would watch him go with smiles on their faces, knowing they had made Santa Claus's Christmas just a little bit sweeter. And that is the story of how a tiny cookie with a big heart changed Santa a snack forever. Thank you for watching this holiday cartoon for kids. If you enjoyed this funny holiday story, then show us by giving this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun. Check out our other videos like this one and leave your comments below. We can't wait to see what new holiday stories you have for us. Happy holidays!